nation, fountains open deep and wide, through the floodgates of God's mercy, flow the vast and gracious tide, grace and love like mighty rivers, poured incessant from above, and heaven's peace and perfect justice kiss the guilty world in love.
Good morning and shalom. Today is Friday, July 8th, and I am Leigh Caruthers. I'm going to be your presenter today for Mercy Poured Forth. My topic today is one that I love. It's laughter. There is so much going on in the world and in our lives all the time. It can steal your ability to have something so amazing in your life that's just as simple as laughing. Laughing with your kids, laughing at cat videos. I have to admit, when I'm feeling very unhappy and I feel like I haven't laughed in a while, I do go watch cat videos. They can do wonders for you. But I've learned through my life from my mom. My mom, Patricia, Pat, she went by. She had the most infectious laugh of anyone I've ever heard. And I swear anyone that knew her would say you could pick her out of a crowd of thousands if you just listened for her laugh. And it wasn't because she had nothing but rainbows and butterflies going on in her life. She had lots going on that was against her. She did pass from breast cancer 23 years ago in August. Even through the last 4 years, there were times when I would think there was just no laughter to be had anymore, and something would happen and we would both laugh until we cried. And how healing is that, right? I'm going to share my screen here. Let me add it in. Bear with me. Technology is not my friend always. So there we go. Laughter. Look at this little guy. Doesn't that make you just want to laugh today? And how precious. I found this picture and he's holding a Bible. So it was just meant to be. That happens sometimes when we're on this walk. It's just meant to be. I'm going to add comments in because I just realized I haven't added that down here so I can see who's here and say good morning. Good morning, Shell. Good morning, Rivka. So glad to see both of you here today. My first verse that I added was Proverbs 17:22. A merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken ruach dries the bones. And to me, that is the embodiment of laughter is the best medicine, right? It's not only a medicine, it can be a weapon. We're going to dive into some of these verses and find scripture that is going to just, I hope, brighten your day and make you laugh, make you realize even though things can seem like they're their darkest, laughter can truly change everything over. When you laugh, it releases these hormones that allow you to feel uplifted. So my first one is Bereshith, or Genesis 21:5-6. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Yitzhak was born unto him. And Sarah said, Elohim has made me laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. Well, when you look into that, she was meaning people were going to be laughing because she was so old and mocking. But I think she was laughing because she had gone so long thinking she wasn't going to have a son or have a child. So the joy within her just welled up. Or she could be laughing thinking, now I'm so old and I have a kid. No way, which we know is part of it. And I just love that. I don't think she cared if anyone laughed. She said they're going to laugh with her. What a joy that child was to them and to all of us. Next is Job. And I know you're thinking, Job and laughter? Yes. After the storms and after the rain, there is hope. There is a rainbow. There is a joy that comes if you can endure, if you can keep focused on Yah. Doesn't mean you're not going to cry out and say, oh my goodness, why is this happening? And we know that Job had a lot of moments like that, right? Where he was like, why? So here in 8:20 through 21, we see, behold, El will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers, till he fill your mouth with laughing and your lips with rejoicing. Kat said the other day in one of her closing statements that it's darkest right before the dawn. And that is how life is. If we can just endure and hang on and cleave to these scriptures and cleave to these men and women of Yah who made it by endurance, by keeping focused on the Father, and by keeping, the hope that there's joy going to come if they persevere and endure. So here is Psalms. I can't ever say the Hebrew word. Tehillim, I think. Psalms 30, 11 through 12. You have turned my morning. You have turned my morning. I think I put me in there and it should have just been. You have turned my mourning into dancing. You have put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to you and not be silent. O Yahuwah Elohai, I will give thanks unto you forever. To me, I picture this as dancing and laughing and girded with gladness. I don't know how you could be that and not be laughing, and exhibiting just that profound joy, and that profound joy of Yahusha brings out in you this smile that comes from your soul right out of your face, and it exhibits itself just like laughter, right? Good morning, Blood of the Lamb, Kat and Brother Leigh. Thank you so much for being here with me. And next I have Psalms 37:13. Adonai shall laugh at him, for he sees that his day is coming. And this was an example of Adonai laughing in the face of the wicked plots against the just, right? My good friend Shell, when we were at Pesach, we had lots of laughter going on. It was wonderful. She made these wonderful, I don't know if you can see that. I keep this on my bedroom wall. It hangs, one of the first things I see when I get up in the morning. And it says, it's got laugh and the Hebrew word for it right here below. I don't know if I'm holding that up there so you can see. The wicked plots against the just and gnashes upon him with his teeth. Adonai shall laugh at him, for he sees that his day is coming. Well, that laughter is a weapon, right? And that laughter is almost like a triumph, because he's not going to win. The plots against the just, they're going to fail. So that is like laughter as a weapon. And I think that laughter is a weapon against many things. Depression, stagnation. When you've lost your joy, laughter comes back, and you found Yahusha, because he says he wants to keep his joy in you. And that joy does express itself as smiling and laughing. So here in Psalm 65, 12 through 13, they drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks. The valleys also are covered with grain. They shout for joy. They also sing. What a beautiful sight is that. And that shout for joy is joy and laughter and singing. And even we see this is the wilderness, the hills, all the creation, the pastures, the valleys. They all shout for joy and sing also to the Creator, to our Father, Yahuwah. Psalms 96, 11 through 12. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and all that is therein. There shall Then shall all the trees of wood rejoice. Again, we see rejoicing of the creation. And I don't know about you, but I can't help but think about how amazing that would be to see and to realize, even if we are so beat down and can't rejoice, his creation rejoices for us. Okay, Psalms 98:4. Make a joyful noise unto Yahweh, all the earth. Make a loud noise and rejoice and sing in praise. To me, also, that make a loud noise and rejoice and sing in praise, there's laughter in there. It comes from a place of complete and total submission and worship and thankfulness and gratefulness. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm praising and I'm singing and I'm dancing, you just can't help but laugh because you're saved, and it's just such a happy and wonderful place and feeling to be. Psalms 126:2. This was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, Yahuwah has done great things for them. So even though we may feel like unbelievers may not understand, and you may feel like they're mocking you, or, those crazy believers, just know when we're filled with the Spirit and we're filled with the laughter and the singing for Yahuwah, they're going to start noticing and wondering what has made you so happy. Why are you able to endure the storms? They're going to look at you and think, well, they just experienced cancer in their family. They just experienced the loss of a job. And here they are rejoicing and praising. Then they're going to want to look and see why. As we rejoice and as we keep our eyes on him and we show we can praise through the pain, that's how people that are wanting and searching are going to be able to find Yahuwah. They're going to see you and want to be like you. I promise. Proverbs 31:25. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. Rejoice in time to come. We have to put on the strength and honor, don't we? We have to every day walk in the word, every day walk the path of righteousness. And when we do that, regardless of what storms we're weathering or the task of the day or raising children, being a wife, being a mom, working, all of these things we're doing with a gracious heart, a thankful heart. And in time, regardless of what's going on, we're going to rejoice. We're going to rejoice in our Father, right? Ecclesiastes 3:4. There's a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. To everything there is a season, right? We're going to go through all of these changes in life. As we look around us right now, there's a lot of weeping, right? There's a lot of mourning. There's all kinds of events happening that if you let them, you're going to lose your focus. You're going to be sucked into that darkness. But right now, we can choose to have that time to laugh, that time to dance. Like I said, praising through the pain. Matthew 2:10. And when they saw the star, they rejoiced with this exceeding great joy. So we know who this is about. And we know when they saw the star, they knew what that was about. And I can't help but see that they were jumping up and down and clapping and laughing and hugging one another. Just what a wonderful sight that would have been to be there. There would have been laughter through tears. And there's nothing better and more healing than laughter through tears. I've definitely experienced that in my life and understand what that is about. Luke 1:14. And you shall have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. So this was about Yahuchanan, John the Baptist, born to Elisheva. And she was of the daughters of Aharon. and his dad was the priest Zachariah, and both were stricken in years. And one of the things that I also wanted to pull out is how Yehukanan leapt in the womb of his mother Elisheba when Mary, visited uh, visited with Elizabeth when she was pregnant with Yahusha, and Yehukanan jumped and leapt in the womb, was the first to recognize Yahusha in Miriam's womb. I don't know if there's laughter in utero. I know that I've seen many ultrasounds and you can see them moving and stretching and yawning, but I would imagine there was joy and laughter going on because he recognized the Savior. And at this, I love the part, and you shall have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. Lots of laughter, clapping, rejoicing, singing, dancing. What a wonderful, wonderful thing we received when Yahusha was born. I just can't help but see that, the joy in that. Luke 6:21. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep, for ye shall laugh. And I have definitely had my periods in my life weeping. And I just really thought at the time there was no way I would ever laugh again. Um, However, through Yahusha, through his sacrifice, his birth, death, and resurrection, we have hope and joy always. And even though my grandmother had this saying that she used to say, and when I was younger, I just couldn't quite understand. She would say, "We should mourn at a death we should mourn at a birth and rejoice at a death." And I would think, what does that mean? And her point was, when we pass our struggles and time struggling through everything in life is over, and at birth that new individual has a whole life to go through of trying to find Yah and going through the trials and tribulations, and we may weep for a short period of time, but we shall be filled with laughter. John 15:11-13. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no man than this, that a man may lay his life down for his friends. And through Yahusha, we find joy. That's one thing I was discussing last week, is how he is our joy, and has given all that he has for us. So there is no greater love than loving one another, because he is within us. He's within each and every one of us. And that is my last slide. So I'm going to take myself back in. I hope that this weekend, that this day and weekend, you find time to spend with the Father and spend in the Word and find some laughter, find some joy. Turn off the TV. You know, for those of us on this walk that are Torah observant, this is prep day, so we're going to go through getting ready, getting our house clean, getting all the work we need done, run the errands we need to do, so that we can have the Sabbath to rest the way we're commanded, and dig into the Word. Tomorrow, James and my husband James and Leigh Hood are doing the Let's Talk Torah. So I'm very excited about spending that time, drinking my coffee and diving into the Word with them. But I pray that you have some time to be joyful and to laugh and to just have blessings for your weekend. And I thank you so much for joining us and joining me. And I hope you have just the greatest of Shabbats. And I will see you next Friday. Have a great day. Thank you. Let me figure out where. Bear with me. Shalom.
On the mount of crucifixion, fountains open deep and wide. Through the floodgates of God's mercy, flow the vast and gracious tide. Grace and love like mighty rivers, poured incessant from above, and heaven's peace and perfect justice kiss the guilty world in